Yep.
Good evening and welcome to Formula Pi Round 3 Heats 4 and 5. We're following on from the 3 excellent heats we had last night. Well, 2 excellent heats maybe, and 1 carnage session, which was just a pile of robots for 10 minutes. It was good fun, it was great. And from that we have 1 rerunner from that heat, and we have 1 rerunner from our first heat tonight. So I'll introduce them as we go along. So welcome, if this is your first time watching Formula Pi, welcome. Tonight we'll be having 2 races of 5 robots head to head. If you want to catch up with what happened last night, I will be giving spoilers during the race tonight. So if you want to catch up with what happened on last night, pop onto our YouTube channel, check out session 1, we called it, from last night. So that should be available for you to watch. And then you can watch those heats without getting any spoilers. As you can see, Aaron is lining up the robots tonight, just making sure that everything is just so ready for racing. I'm joined by Tim, who's sat in the corner on the radio, who will be controlling the robots and giving Aaron instructions via radio up to the top deck. And without further ado, we will introduce to you the first 5 robots that we have racing tonight. On the left-hand lane, with their first appearance in this year's Formula Pi, it's Sheldon's nemesis. Now, this is the brother of Sheldon's Fury, and they will be going head-to-head at some point during this season, I'm sure. Fingers crossed the random robot will join them. So good luck, Sheldon's nemesis, tonight in their first race. Next up, we have Team Skedsmo Kodeklubb. I always struggle with the pronunciation, from Kjella in Norway. This is their second season in Formula Pi. They came 6th in their first season. They're currently sitting 10th on the leaderboard after a good challenge session last time. Next up, we have Swinders, who is back for their 5th season of Formula Pi now. They had a second as their best result so far, making it into the final, almost taking the championship win. Best lap time so far in testing is 16.84 seconds with an average of 17.061. So good luck, Swinders, tonight. Next up, we have a rerunner from last night, SerGPIO Pirez from Oxfordshire in the UK. It's their first season in Formula Pi. There was a calibration issue with the robot that we detected after the race, which we believe may have made the robot not see the light. So we're giving SerGPIO Pirez the benefit of the doubt, popping them in this session. And finally, on the right-hand side, making their first appearance in Formula Pi this year, it's Team PiSR, currently sitting joint 17th on the leaderboard after competing in the challenge session, but I have no testing times for them, so we don't know what their fastest lap was. Excuse me, just chewing my own words. But we're here. This is the robots now being set up delicately. As you can see, so running from left to right, we can see there Sheldon's nemesis with the red light underneath, Team Skedsmo Kodeklubb with the green light underneath. We have Swinders in the middle with the blue light. What is now SerGPIO Pirez with the yellow light, and then we have Team PiSR with the white light underneath. That is who we have lined up, ready to go. I think I've been quite quick in getting started. I think we wanted to get underway with racing tonight, and let's chat. And we're good to go. That is our 2 minutes up for boot time, so the robots are ready to go. Let's go. Let's get them away, please, Tim.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
So we'll have green, red, green on the lights, and then we will be away. And they're off. Oh, that is 4 robots away, but the green bottom robot there of the Skedsmo Kodeklubb have not gone. We're flashing the lights to make sure they've seen it. SerGPIO Pirez is away tonight, so I believe that was definitely a calibration issue with our robot, which we fixed and addressed, and now SerGPIO is away. Looks like Swinders has taken an early lead there. Great avoidance from Sheldon's nemesis on the start-finish line there, going round the parked robot there. Someone is headbanging. I think that is the, possibly PiSR headbanging, I think. Yes. But there's some great avoidance there. Another robot is SerGPIO Pirez having a bit of a headbanging session. Still yet to, oh no, completing a lap now, going for their second lap. But Swinders here is running away with this. This is a busy, busy time here. So, just settling in here. I'm just going to wiggle my chair a little bit. I'm settling in there myself as well. So Swinders here on 3 laps. Sheldon Nemesis is closely following them, about half lap behind, also on 3 laps now. So SerGPIO has gone round to go his second lap. PiSR is struggling there on the just right up at the top. Oh, some close racing here. SerGPIO Pirez being followed there by Sheldon's nemesis on a lap behind each other. Sorry, so Sheldon's not in position. But it looks like SerGPIO Pirez is taking a nice line. Somebody's headbanging to PiSR, a little bit further round. Just struggling to get off the wall. I can hear that quite loud actually. I think I've put the track mics on so you should all be able to hear the glorious sound of them banging. That probably is right next to a border mic as well. I think it probably is. Nice. Some great banging happening there. This is looking good for Swinders. Settling into a rhythm now, getting their laps in and on the leaderboard. We had some really good 30-lap heats last night, particularly the second heat was really spectacular, chopping and changing the lead all the way through. But this is looking like it's going to be a three-way race between Swinders, Sheldon and SerGPIO Pirez. Oh, bit of a clip there for Swinders, I think. No, Sheldon Nemesis, sorry, as they came through. That is that Team PiSR bashing the laser that we can see bouncing up at the camera now? It's a nice shot. So we have the laser timing rig down for when we do challenges and testing. Oh, rubbing there. Rubbing is racing. Swinders properly ejecting Sheldon's nemesis there into the parked Skedsmo team. It's so unfortunate they didn't quite get off the line. What we'll do, as per usual, is investigate the robot that didn't get off the line, and we'll check that it wasn't a mechanical issue, and we'll make sure that they are okay, and it's a code issue that we can help with. If not, then we'll probably run them in a private session tomorrow. We'll run a heat if needs be, but we won't know that until the race has finished and we've analysed the robots. SerGPIO Pirez is just exhibiting the same behaviour that Pico Hulkenborg did yesterday, just taking it slowly in the S's and really thinking about where they're going to be. Great avoidance there from Sheldon's nemesis, really lovely to see. Coming up on the back of the Park Skedsmo robot on the start, but really swinging around them and avoiding well, so great stuff. It's good to see some robots really honing in on that avoidance code and working hard to avoid any potential crashes. Will this go to 30 laps? I've got my doubts. We'd have to be... actually, no, we could go to 30 laps here. If we get 15 by the 5-minute mark, it's definitely on the cards. If Swinders keeps his heels clean here, this will be a good race for him. It'll be great to see. Oh! Really taking no prisoners there, Sheldon's nemesis, as he rolled over the wheel of the Park Skedsmo robot. It looks like these three, though. Oh, Swinders has... SerGPIO Pirez has overtaken Sheldon's nemesis. So they've obviously got a lap back and overtaken and dropped Sheldon's nemesis down. Sheldon might have got stuck on one of the robots, possibly. Some really good avoidance, though, I'm seeing there. We're looking for the blue light on the bottom of Swinders' robot. And it's a yellow light on the bottom of SerGPIO Pirez, who I think he's just coming on the apex at the top of the hairpin there. Lovely side-by-side racing here from Swinders. I think that's them getting another lap on Sheldon's nemesis. Great driving from Swinders tonight, really consistent. But SerGPIO Pirez is not giving up, and he's really still just trying to claw back some laps, and he's doing very well. That inside line is quite nice. Although they're slowing down in the S's, the inside line is definitely favouring them. Staying out of trouble because there's nothing on the inside line now. PiSR appears to have stopped headbanging now. They've ceased. They've just stopped there in the corner. This is looking really good. So SerGPIO Pirez here getting another lap in. Almost another lap in on Sheldon's nemesis there. Yeah, this is going to be a 30 lapper. I think we're gonna get a big lap count here from Swinders. I think we could just tip the 30 laps. Ooh, that is Sheldon's nemesis getting parked on the Park Skedsmo robot, but making light work of getting off them and back on track. But Swinders here really dominating this race and making light work of the rest of the track as they go round. Swinders has just joined us tonight in the chat. Good evening. No, you haven't missed much. You're only winning this heat. Just sit back and enjoy. I think this is you're doing comfortably well here, 2 laps ahead, and putting in some solid laps. This is looking very neat and tidy. So the other 2 heats were we had 2 30 lappers last night, which was great to see, and it's good that this is looking so smooth tonight as well. A couple of calamities of people not getting off the line, but we'll investigate those, like we said. PiSR, not sure what the issue is, but clearly an issue driving and detecting the track because they went straight to the barriers, so I'm not quite sure what was causing that, but I will ask when we've finished. I think we will be doing logs straight after the races, as tomorrow the Pyborg officers will be busy tomorrow. SerGPIO Pirez trying to hook it on that inside line and just popping themselves over the barrier. However, removing themselves, but now getting in Swinders' way. Flipped over Swinders. Swinders is now going backwards and is now the right way up, though. Thank you to Sheldon's nemesis giving them a hand, but they're having a bit of a tug of war now. So can Swinders turn round? Oh, that's upset things somewhat. Can Swinders turn round? Oh no, Swinders is going the wrong way, so this could be the win for SerGPIO Pirez. Now, can you imagine if SerGPIO Pirez and Pico Hockenborg both ended up in the final and both took each other out, or ended up both winning and it was so close it was a draw or something like that? We could have it. There's so much peril of having two teams that are doing well. Now Swinders is head to head. He's trying to slow down SerGPIO Pirez. He's like, nope. Oh, but he's got round. So Swinders now has lost the lead. This is looking like SerGPIO Pirez is going to be taking over the lead. I can see. Oh, Swinders. Come on, Swinders, turn round. Turn round. It was all going so well. I spoke too soon. They're going to Red Pie Racing now. Looks like they've stopped on the barriers. Sorry, Red Pie Racing. Sheldon's nemesis, sorry, has stopped on the barriers. This is looking like could be it for Swinders. If he doesn't turn round, this could be curtains. Come on, Swinders. Tim's tapping on the desk. I don't know why he's tapping on the desk. Oh, these two are just going to cause each other trouble now, so I'm going to retract my 30-lap statement. I think we are... Oh, now Swinders is going the right way. Here we go. Right, Swinders has got 3 laps. Can he make up 3 laps in a minute and a half? Unless SerGPIO Pirez really takes his time, this will be tricky. Swinders is now rear-ending. Oh, flip, and I'm out. Could be it. That could be the moment that's just handed the win over now. Really solidified it for SerGPIO Pirez. Probably not going to hit that that limit, that 30 lap kind of aim. Nice lines though. Tim's doing a swooping hand gesture in the corner of the office. I can see his swooping hand matching that line choice there. So this is looking like this is SerGPIO Pirez is now for the taking. Ooh, bit of a slowdown again in that corner. We've not seen as much of the straight lining that we saw in the previous races from... Oh no, pitch too early. Ooh, this could be... Oh, it's only 30 seconds left. Okay, ooh, I lost track of time. It's been a busy race this one as well, actually. Lots happening. So now I can see James Tobin, the Sheldon's Fury in the chat, suggesting tips. This looks like this is it, I think, for SerGPIO Pirez taking the win tonight. Their first win in Formula Pi. Swinders is in the chat. Second is not so bad, Swinders, I can see. It's good. It's a good start to your season, I think. It's with 23 laps. It's a great start. So, to recap those results, in last place, PiSR with 0 laps. Team Skedsmo in 4th place with 0 laps. Failing to get off the line. We have Sheldon's nemesis in 3rd place with 19 laps. Really good performance until they stopped and didn't start again. Hit the barrier, I think, and that was curtains for them. 2nd place, Swinders led for the majority, but then handed it over in the last few laps. And in 1st place, SerGPIO Pirez with their first official win in Formula Pi. Great performance there. Any comments, Tim, whilst I write down the results, please?
Just again, some great racing, great avoidance.
Great avoidance.
Happy with that. That's what we want to see in Formula Pi.
Certainly, concur with that statement. Right, so
hard luck to Swinders,
yeah, hard luck. I was really. That is how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes, not always. We've seen some sort of variety. I've lost my mouse now. We've seen a variety of things in Formula Pi this week. It's been really, really busy racing with lots and lots of interesting results that I wouldn't have expected. Oh, is that your sponsor's sign?
That's my sponsor's
Is that your sponsor's sign? Not anything else? You're trying to make an S at me. You're trying to swear at me.
This is the spin view.
Tim's doing like a, for those who can't see, because obviously this is great for audio, Tim's doing a sort of lassoing motion with his arm. He's trying to, that spin view is the lasso. I'm expecting to see it. What's that?
I'm just making up signs.
I was about to say something very rude there, but I've had to just retract that. We're going to go with the sponsors message, though, because there are some people who helped us out, obviously with the original Kickstarter that we did all those years ago, for all the lovely sponsors that have helped us since then as well. This year specifically, Team Lamillo, great DevOps and software and services. Go and check them out if you need any security stuff. They work for government and big business, doing lots of incredible DevOps stuff, so go and check them out. Next up, IQ Audio, also competing in Formula Pi for the 4th season now. Go and check out their lovely audio hats for the Raspberry Pi. They are really nice if you want some good audio stuff. And also electromaker.io, hardware hacking community based in the south of England, but available worldwide on the lovely interwebs. Go and check out their current IoT project, competition, with Microchip to design some stuff and win some boards. There's also a free dev board, go and check it out. Next up, Mod My Pi. I hear there are some wonderful Christmas tutorials on the way from them. I'm writing them currently. They will be amazing. And next up, POSIX, accurate indoor positioning systems and outdoor positioning systems. GPS localized stuff, which is really, really good and is used in the Raptors, which we've been testing and working with. If you want to sponsor Formula Pi and you want to help us out in any way you can, please email info@formulapi.com. Every night since last Thursday, I've been putting a little shout out to our friends at a certain large online selling company. Am I allowed to name them now? Because it's getting silly now. We haven't heard from them. It's been a week. Yeah? Nah. There's a small company called Amazon who decided to do their own autonomous racing series last week, claiming to be the world's first autonomous racing series. We kind of dispute that a little bit. We've been trying to get in touch with them for a week to try and open a dialogue to talk about why they've made some of the decisions they've made and why it looks a little bit like Formula Pi in its design. I think a little bit is being quite friendly to them. So please, Amazon, if you are out there, please get in touch with us. We really want to talk to you. We just want to open a dialogue to have a chat about things, and we'd rather do this nicely between ourselves like grown-ups rather than be childish about it. So please get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. info@formulapi.com. If anybody knows anybody who works at Amazon who actually works on the AWS project, please could you put them in touch with us? That would be also great. We'd love to hear from you. Back to the racing. We've got 5 robots lined up on the line ready to take part in our final heat tonight. So I will be introducing them for you now. Now Aaron's just wandering up to go and examine the robots. Don't know what he's doing. We'll get a radio message. But in the meantime, on the outside, we have Think Robotics team who raced last night in Heat 1, but their robot didn't start and we couldn't work out why. So we've given them the benefit of the doubt. We believe it's a mechanical. We've popped them back on the start line tonight with the hope that they will start. They're currently sitting 4th in the leaderboard, joint 4th. So hopefully they'll get a good race in tonight. So good luck to them. Next up, new to Formula Pi, Team Houete, also from France. They are experts in Java, beginners in Python, and this is their first year racing Formula Pi. They've so far managed a 15.59 second lap in reverse. Hopefully they'll be going in the right direction tonight. Next up in the chat already, James, I can see this is his second series of Formula Pi. Currently based in Kazan in Russia. He's been dabbling in code since 1996. And their best time so far in testing was 18.38 seconds. Next up, another new entry into Formula Pi. It's SDSU Robotics Club from Brookings in South Dakota. They got a 20.3 second best lap time in testing. They are currently sitting joint 4th on the leaderboard after a really good challenge result. So good luck tonight, SDSU Robotics. And finally, previous Formula Pi champions from the very first season we did all those years ago. It is Engima, now based in Luton in the UK. They've had a 16th and a 3rd since then. They're currently sitting 17th after a 2nd place in their challenge heat earlier on in the month. No, last week. God, I've lost track of time. It's Christmas. Time is an illusion. And I have no idea where I am. Right.
About 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds. So we have a 2-minute boot up time. So the code that we're running on these robots, the house code takes about a minute to boot up. We've given everybody an extra minute because there might be some people who are doing something complicated. If they're doing something like machine learning, or they're doing some sort of, some AI-based neural net or something. We've had neural nets in the past. Something that's a little more complicated than standard computer vision and reactive real-time coding, then we give people an extra minute just to boot that up. And it gives people who may be running different programming languages as well to experiment with different loading times and doing different things. So we've had Java, we've had C, we've had Python, we've had all different languages. Majority are using Python. I believe these are all Python on the grid tonight.
We have Enigma's robot has failed to display the light on boot up, so we think it hasn't booted up.
Are we sure that's...
We will,
oh yeah, it's orange, isn't it, still a little bit? Yeah, okay.
we will start the light sequence as normal.
We're not going to give them a flick, or are
Yeah.
we have already given them a flick. They've already had an extra 2 minutes. Okay, so Enigma there, not booting up, not displaying the coloured light that they should. So what we'll do is we will investigate that along with the Skedsmo Kodeklubb robot from the first race, and if either of those two robots appear to have a mechanical, we will run them in a private heat tomorrow at some point, or maybe over the weekend, depending on where we are and what we're doing. But they will get run in a separate event if there is a problem. So that we are anticipating that Enigma might not get off the line here, but we'll see. So are we ready, Tim?
We are.
Yes, please send them away.
Okay, start light sequence.
So they've already had a second 2 minutes. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone will get away. But here we go. Green, red, green, and then we'll be away again for the final heat tonight, heat 5. And they're off all 4 away, apart from Enigma, which was suspected. But it looks like Sheldon Fury is early into the first corner, followed by SDSU Robotics Club, tentatively around the first corner for them. And then I can see that Team Houete closely following behind them. But Sheldon's Fury taking some really, really strong lines here. Oh, but back into the back of Enigma. Can they reverse out? Have they got time? SDSU might be coming around here. We saw this quite a tentative run from SDSU. Oh, but all 3 of them are piled up. Now 4 in there, but it's left the door open for, I think that's Think Robotics robot to go through. So last night must have been just a case of the gremlins in the system, because they've had a good run tonight. But that is not looking good for Enigma. And Sheldon Fury is now going the wrong way. So this is an interesting heat. This is busy. There's lots going on. I can't quite work out what to talk about. Think Robotics now leading after their no start heat. It obviously was a mechanical because the code is fine now. They are running without a hitch. So 2 mechanicals solved from last night. So Team Houete now in 2nd place. SDSU in 3rd place. Sheldon's Fury in 4th place after that strong start. But I believe Sheldon's Fury can come back from this. This is looking good for them. Just double checking a few things, hopping around meldings and nets. So Think Robotics now streaking ahead. Must have been a mechanical last night, but we couldn't work out for the life of us what it was. The camera looked like it was calibrated correctly, and it just must have been I don't know, Wednesday. Thursday's usually the excuse for me when I don't get code working. It's usually Thursday, but here's Sheldon's Fury is having a bit of an argument with is that Team Houete? Oh goodness me, I think Robotics are piling in. This is a bit harsh. I think not now. Sheldon Fury's off on his way. Oh, that's really... Wow! I've never seen a robot being shoved like that. That's quite impressive. I think Robotics really... Oh, but swapping over. That looks a bit like a judo move, actually. Somebody was like, I'm going to pin you, and then bam, flips over and just changes it up, and somebody else is pinning them. Looks like then everyone's now free from that. And a spinning robot. They're left, but that's given Sheldon's Fury a chance to catch up. Team Houete still, or now in the lead after Think Robotics pinned, I think that was possibly SDSU. It's a bit difficult to tell. But now we're all on our way again. Everyone's settled into a racing speed now. Popping the old chat as well, so I've not been watching the chat tonight. I've been otherwise engaged. So that robot that's upside down, I can't tell which one that is. Is that SDSU that's upside down? Can't see the colour of the light. Is that green or yellow? I think it's yellow. I think that is SDSU that are upside down currently. Team Houete now and Think Robotics. It's the battle of the French robots at the top of the table here. Houete just got the edge on Think Robotics. Team Sheldon Fury, good start for them as well. 3rd place, SDSU 4 laps. I think Sheldon's got the pace though. They keep going. It's a strong start for them for the season. So after last night's heats, I did an intermediate leaderboard, and We think that Pico Hulkenborg is currently leading with Piehard in second. We don't think any of the robots that are in these heats tonight can catch up. So these are for the mid-table positions that we are watching tonight. I will publish some blogs over the weekend, I promise. I will catch up. So the last week has been pretty busy. By the points that I looked at last night, mathematically, Pico is clearly in the lead and no one can catch him tonight. I have done the maths, I did the numbers. Also, Pico concurred with the unofficial leaderboard that was the case. I have been trying to compile the almighty commentator's reference as well, so I'll have lots of like head-to-head stats and stuff. As Pico suggested adding a head-to-head stat thing, and I thought that was a good idea, so we will do. Oh, brutal passing elbow there from the SDSU Robotics Club to Sheldon's Fury, just punting them into the barriers. Absolutely no mercy. Now Sheldon is getting his own back by leaping upon the robot there. Really no mercy. Just the proper flick of the elbow there, just to punt them into the barrier. That's what we were talking about. We were discussing in the Discord rules when it came to rubbing. Rubbing is legitimately allowed in Formula Pi if you are next to a robot and your wheels happen to touch and one person gets pushed off into the barrier, then that is legit. But if we find that you are purposefully impeding the progress of a robot by driving into them on purpose repeatedly, ooh, dicing with danger there for Sheldon's Fury, nearly in the gravel. If you are deemed to be cheating and really purposefully going for robots, then we will be disqualifying people based on that. But so far, we haven't seen any bad behaviour from robots like that. Think Robotics have now taken the lead off Team Houete. This is incredibly close between the two French teams. It could be anyone's, I think, at this stage. Is that, I'm trying to eyeball their robot. That red light robot there is Think Robotics thing. So they are currently leading with 15 laps. Team Houete there are just behind them, also on 15 laps now. So they are really very, very close, within sniffing distance of their team, their compatriots. Compatriots, is that the right word? Somebody from the same country as another person. That's the right word, isn't it? Somebody will correct me, I'm sure if I'm wrong. Usually am. Oh, Sheldon's Fury now in Team Houete, and SDSU now getting into a right old tussle here on the start straight. There's a pile here just forming. Oh, that is a reboot for a Houete. That is, I've just seen that. That is a reboot, and now Think Robotics piling into the back. This could be Think Robotics' race now for the taking. If they can just get around this pile of robots, we'll be good to go. Over Think Robotics goes, just making a bit of a meal of getting over them, but still over the wheel. Similar overtaking strategy to what we saw in the previous race. Now Sheldon's Fury has been released from that pile. Has Team Houete got restart code? We did discuss this in the Discord, and we have found a forum post on restart code, which is something we did discuss republishing in the Discord. However, that little nudge, now Team Houete are in lights on, that little nudge might actually get them going again, because the way when we start robots Formula it shows and stuff is just wiggling them across the floor to show them the lights, to make them think that the lights have changed, like in a Formula Pi race. And that's enough to get one started when we're taking them to shows and events and stuff. So if somebody gives Team Houete enough of a punt, if they don't have restart code, might be enough to just get their robot going again. It'd be interesting to see if that's the case. Sheldon's Fury now getting stuck on the back of SDSU. SDSU have really just been putting in the laps. They've been slow and steady, but they've just kept putting in the laps, which is great. I mean, that's one way of getting your points in Formula Pi. In Challenge Series, that's definitely the best way. Just keep plugging away at it. Try to avoid, but plug away. So Team Houete now being bashed by Think Robotics team. I think Sheldon's Fury is probably too many laps adrift here to actually catch up. However, that is Think Robotics now going backwards. Oh, now going the right way around, having a think about where they're going. Sheldon's Fury now flipping over. They were the right way up and now they're the wrong way up again. Think Robotics is thinking, but then going backwards and going to lose that lap. So we do actually take into account negative laps now this year. because we were having trouble keeping track of when and where the robots were. But that means that Think Robotics, I think they've probably got this in the bag. They can just take their time now, really relax. I'm not sure Sheldon can do enough. Ooh, 1 minute 24 is possibly enough to get 4 laps in. They could overtake Houete here. Well, they will overtake Houete as they do another lap here. 1 more to go until they're over. However, I think they might be a little bit too adrift of Think Robotics to do it. Think Robotics now the right way up and back in the racing game. So I think they're probably going to extend their lead enough. But Houete might not be secure in that second place. It could be 4th here if they're not careful. If SDSU get another lap in, that could be enough. Although this nudge might start them off. Who knows? SDSU tracking in a bit of a sinusoidal pattern there, but really going for the apex there. Good moves on the inside line. Bit of overcompensation for movement, but still good lines. Sheldon's Fury now in second place. I think Robotics have stopped though. They have completely stopped. I was anticipating they're going to keep going, so this could be Sheldon Fury coming in for the draw, possibly. Really overtaking SDSU there and taking no prisoners. They could probably get 1 more lap in, so I think the best they could do is draw. And this will still be a second place for them, because if we count the robot that has travelled the furthest in the allotted time, I don't think Sheldon's Fury is going to get another lap in. But I think that's probably going to be it. That is almost time. But SDSU have now made progress into 3rd, which is great for them. Good race. Good little race. Mixed bag. Oh, Sheldon's Fury just came to a complete stop there. Lovely. Is that the 10-minute time? Do we have timers? Can you do that? Stop at 10 minutes? Oh, yeah, it's very nice. It's very polite. Yeah, very lovely. So, very nice. Well, that just saves us tidying up and having to herd cats and chase robots. So, final results for that heat then. Team Enigma with 0 laps. They're failing to get off the line, but we'll investigate that after the race. We'll just check that was genuinely a code issue, not a hardware issue, because we did have a couple last night, so we will check that out. In 4th place, after some pretty convincing starts, but failing to get any further once they bashed the wall and had a restart, Team Houete with 15 laps. In 3rd place, SDSU Robotics Club in 3rd place with a great race, consistent, just putting the laps down, not particularly fast, but just getting it done. Well done, that is a 3rd place for you. In 2nd place, we have Sheldon's Fury with 19 laps, led for most of it and then dropped off. But a good comeback for Think Robotics team with 19 laps there achieved after getting tangled quite a bit towards the end. Nearly handed it over to Sheldon's Fury. But that is it for tonight. We will try to release the logs this evening, but we will investigate the things we've seen tonight that need investigating. You should hear from us tonight. If you don't, it'll probably be tomorrow. But this is it until the end of January now. It's a long old break because, as we announced last night, we will be doing the Rolls-Royce Virtual Racing rounds, which will include us. So the track won't be available and us as people won't be available. So the next race date for you to keep your eyes peeled for is testing on the 30th of January with a code deadline on the 28th of January. As per usual, we'll be in the Discord, we will be on email, we will let you know what is happening as much as we possibly can over the next month. Hope you all have a fabulous Christmas and a wonderful, restful New Year, and we will see you in 2019 for much more of the same, the world's first autonomous race series. I'm not going to let it go because we were here first. We were. I stamped my fist on the table. We were here first, everyone. Put a little flag in it. Right, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all at the end of January. Have a good Christmas, and bye-bye for now.